Hey guys, how's it going? How is everyone on this Monday? Monday. And I'll push my hair in my face too much. G heard we were on stream and she's decided to go downstairs. I hope that I sound okay because this is, I think, the first time that I'm using this mic on live stream. I did use it yesterday for my patron watch party, so it should sound okay. Better make sure, yeah. Oh, we had a yesterday, like when we do our patron watch party, we obviously watch something. And yesterday we ended up just chatting for like an hour and a half because the internet was being ridiculous. Hello to everyone. I hope you guys are doing good. And it is it's March tomorrow. It's pancake day tomorrow. I can't believe that it's March already again. The I just was posting like all the companies, the social media, all the company's social media that I run. I was like making tons of pancake day posts today and to post tomorrow. And I don't even like pancakes. And I was like, oh my God, these look so good. I want to eat them. Oh, glad you like the lighting. Yeah. It's really cool because on my watch this. Let me see. Did you see? I can change the color on my phone. It's cool. And there's like loads of settings that you can have it like look like fire engines or police and stuff like that. So just anyone watching this on the replay, I will do the timestamps again, so that you don't have to watch all the way through. Someone was saying to me the other day, they were like, "Oh, you shouldn't." This is like another YouTuber was saying, "You shouldn't do timestamps because it like if say I do like a 2-hour stream, and if I've only said somebody's only interested in hearing, I don't know, if I'm going to talk about Eileen, that they could jump to that point and just listen. Whereas like if it's not like whenever you're talking about the statistics with YouTube, obviously the number one important thing is views, the amount of views, but the second most important thing is watch time. And my channel does really well with watch time because my videos are really long. But this person was saying like, oh, you shouldn't do the time. But I feel like it's people want that. Like they want to be able to get to the part if they don't, because I understand like some people don't want to watch me for 2 hours. But anyway, yeah, we're getting high tech over here. This microphone was an absolute like there was so much behind getting this mic. Like the wire, I have like a box, an audio interface that's here, like connected to my computer to connect the mic. I had to get this arm because the other arm didn't work, but I think it sounds so much better. I mean, people just put like if you listen to one of my old videos and listen now and you're really paying attention, like I think it sounds so much better, but like maybe the average person wouldn't notice, but I really notice. Yeah. So yeah, I'll do timestamps is the whole point of that. Also, this is totally random, but I just want to give like a tiny plug to one of my best YouTube friend because she got a sponsorship, and you guys know who I'm talking about, Evelyn Dar. If you go and watch her video that she posted today, it's like the basically what's coming out in March. And she has a sponsorship from Adam and Eve, who are a very, very queer friendly store. And Evelyn has a code if you want to go and use it so that she can get to work with Adam and Eve again. So I'm just putting that out there. No pressure, but it helps Evelyn, and it, you get a code. So I know in the States and Canada they do, I think, free shipping too. So just putting that out there. But anyway, let's get on to our usuals. And the first thing that I was going to mention was Ilene Chaiken. In case anyone hasn't seen, Ilene Chaiken is no longer the showrunner of Law and Order, which is super, super weird because they got rid of her with 5 episodes left and she hasn't even been there a whole season, which it's honestly one of the most bizarre things I have ever seen. Ever. Adam and Eve is a adult store. um yeah, so I honestly, I when I saw the headline, I was like, out of what? Because I just wouldn't even think that that she it's so weird. It's so weird. And I actually, let me just see if they've sent another message. I just spoke to Showtime before I came on stream, and I mean, I didn't obviously think that they were going to to do anything, because for Eileen to go to Showtime, like that's backwards for her, Like she was the showrunner of a prime time TV show. But I don't really watch Law and Order. I mean, I used to, when I lived in the States and they used to do those marathons of SVU on TNT, I'd sometimes, or TBS or something, I'd sometimes watch it, like SVU. But I was looking at the Law and Order Twitter and like Instagram and stuff, and it seems as though people, like the fans, were annoyed because I think they wanted another showrunner gone from like one of the other Law and Orders, maybe the SVU one. So it's so weird, and I guess it'll be extra weird because Jennifer Beals has like a recurring role. But I just can't understand why they wouldn't wait till the end of the season, because it's clear that she does not like, if she had gone on to another project, they would have said, "Oh, she's going to be working on X." But they just were saying to her that or they said in the article that she's just going to be working on her project. So yeah, no, I was talking to Showtime before too, but she can't, like, actually cannot work with Showtime because her TV deal with Universal is an exclusive. So it's stuff like, okay, last season, like when she went to the real Dana's, the Tropicana. Is that it? What is it called? I had a brain aneurysm here. Um, when they went to with like Jennifer and Alicia and Kate and Jack and Jamie, when they all went to watch the finale, Eileen went with them. She can do stuff like that, but she can have like she isn't on set or collaborating with what's going on. I mean, I really think the extent is like say she was gonna have a big story. I mean, like a big, huge storyline, or she probably does a few little check-ins with Eileen and stuff, but Eileen very much was like, you go for it, do whatever you want, and I've talked about this quite a lot, but the OGs have a lot more to do with the storyline and character development and what's going on than people think. Like, they are very involved. So I think that there's just not really a lot like, Eileen just isn't involved anymore. Yeah, that's why I did think if it was her leaving, I feel like they would've said something more like that, like, It just was very odd because she worked on Empire before, and I know the guy, Danny Strong, who he what like, made Empire, and that was a big show. That was a big show on Fox, so, you know, her doing the L Word too, like, it was a really huge deal, and, a Showtime show is still, like, really big, but prime time on NBC or whatever it is, I just can't imagine what she's gonna do now, because obviously that didn't go down well, and then I haven't heard anything about the 7 husbands of Evelyn Hugo, because for ages, her and Jennifer were gonna be the producers of that, like, they have the rights, but then there was, like, they sold the rights back or something like that, so I don't know. Freeform had it for a while, but I don't know whether they still do. I haven't heard anything about it in a while. Yeah, I don't think she knew that it was coming, because as well, like, in all those articles when Jennifer Beals, it came out that she was gonna be on the show, she was all like, "Oh, I'm excited to work with Eileen again." So that's what really made me think, like, I think she was a bit blindsided. But I'm sure down the road, we'll hear more. But anyway, season 3, not too much happening. They're in pre-production now, and was it on the live? I'm pretty sure last week we talked about the fact that some people on Instagram had asked Vanessa Williams if she'd heard from Showtime yet, or heard from the show, and she said she hadn't heard from anyone. And I do think that's weird, because I'd be pretty sure that they'd be putting offers out now. The only thing that made me think maybe not is they're just waiting to see how many episodes they want it to be in, but I feel as though they'd be like, "Hey, we're at least going back to filming, like, you know, June." So it was a little bit weird. So maybe that was a week ago, so maybe she's put something out now. And I'm trying to think what else. There's not really much going on, because they're writing now, and we won't hear about any of the casting offers. I would say we'd probably start hearing that in the summer. They'd they'd be back on set by the time we start to hear that stuff. Like, they go back June. So at the very, very, very end of May, June, I would suspect that we'd start hearing about casting like, the big guest stars like we did with Rosie and Vanessa Williams and Donald Faison last season. I think we'll hear like July. Oh, thanks, Robin. Yeah, because it's just gonna be I mean, they have like, surely they have to have them back because it would be really weird if they just, skipped to 2, 3 months down the road. And I think I talked about this at my, last night at the patron thing because I think that they should do something to bring Rosie on the show, but in, like, her own capacity because people really liked her on the show and, like, obviously, she's someone that's big in the community, and then a lot of people liked that she was, butch and that she like, was bigger and stuff, so I would think that they could implement her some way into the show that it's better, and I think I talked about this last week too, that I was saying that you could have her like getting a life coach or something like that. And then she could befriend like Tess or something through the center where, she's getting her Overeaters Anonymous. Oh yeah, Kate McKinnon would be a good guest star. She was supposed to be on the so yesterday on my second channel, I released the video about Elizabeth Holmes and Theranos. So if you haven't watched my or aren't subscribed to my second channel, please do. I'm gonna cover I'm gonna cover the Dropout, which starts on Thursday. I'm gonna cover that on the second channel. And We Crashed as well. I'm gonna cover that on the second channel. And there's obviously the Dropout with, um why do I always have like a I keep thinking her name's Karen, but it's not. It's because that's her name in Mean Girls. I'm having a brain lapse. Amanda Seyfried. I don't know why I was having a brain aneurysm. And so she's in The Dropout as Elizabeth Holmes, and there's a movie coming out, and Jennifer Lawrence is playing Elizabeth Holmes in the movie, but there was supposed to be another one that Kate McKinnon was supposed to be Elizabeth Holmes, but apparently that one got cancelled. So, um, there's a lot of like scammy, fraudy people because the 18th of March is when We Crashed comes out, which is the WeWork one, and that is Kate Manning's cousins. So there's all kinds of relations and all that. So what else? Thinking. Mm. Oh yeah, Station 19 and Grey's Anatomy are back finally, finally, finally. It's been like literally 2 no, it was basically 3 months that they were gone for. I think that was the longest break it's ever been. So, it's good that they're back, and we got Amelia and Kai. They're my new favorites because you guys know that I'm not a huge fan of the, um, baby storyline on Station 19, but I do love Maya and Karina, so I'm willing to See it through. Oh, the difference is literally this channel is gay because and the other one's more like fraud, scams, and it's so weird, and Evelyn and Alex actually have, are doing, like, other channels too, because when you do gay, queer, whatever you wanna say, content, you've won, like, the way that they push you out, there's, like, well, they don't really push you out, and I've talked about this before, but you are so not criticized, but you just you're just treated differently. Like, the second I go live, like, before I say anything, they immediately, like, demonetize my stream, and like I've said before, I don't care about the money. It's a small amount, but I don't like, this is fun for me, like, no one could live off this anyway. It's all about the fun, but when they demonetize you, they don't like put because they're also not making money from it. They don't push you out as much in the algorithm. So stuff like that is why it matters. And basically, whenever you are like a gay or queer or whatever creator, there's just such a limit on what you can do. And then also because 95% of my audience is female, like, it also cuts it down a bit. So but, like, in saying all of that, even if I was just I don't know, if I was a streamer that talked about renting apartments or something, and then I wanted to talk about movies, I would make a second channel for that because you get kind of boxed in. So when it's such a vastly different thing, like and this is what Alex and Evelyn, who obviously have been doing it longer and who have bigger channels than me, they always say like you the most successful people on YouTube are people that are really, really niche and they like, you have to have something that's different, and, like, the whole reason that my channel took off is because I talked about the L word, and there was no one else covering the L word when I started talking about it, and, yeah, like, do I talk about other shows? Absolutely, but if somebody said, "Okay, what is your channel?" Like, my channel is the L word, and it just has some other stuff on it, but, I mean, I was looking through my analytics today, and it's another world when the L word is on, like, my channel is fine, like, it does okay, but when the L word is on, it is just, like, does so, so, so much better, so I wish the L word was on all the time. But I'm hoping that I can because also, like, people who are here for the L word and for, like, Maya and Karina and Grey's Anatomy and stuff, most of them really don't wanna hear about Elizabeth Holmes or something like that. So, I guess it, like, you don't want to annoy the audience you have, and then even if you can find the other people and then as well that it works out because then if there are some people who it's not just the content, like, there are some super, super awesome, loyal people who watch my videos even if they don't, you know, watch the show whatever show I'm talking about, and those people can be subscribed to both, so those are my real MVPs, the people that put up with me on both. But yeah, it's still the same thing. It's still me talking about TV. Oh yeah, the Screen Actors Guild. Did anybody see Marlee Matlin's movie? Did really well. She they won like the best performance in a movie. I think Coda is the movie's called, I think, isn't it? What will you do if it's season 4? I mean, if the L Word ended, like, I'd just keep I mean, like, look at Alex and Evelyn and stuff, like, they're still they still do I'd just talk about other gay stuff. Oh, thanks, Misha. Yeah, the WeWork one is long. The WeWork one is, like, an over an hour. But yeah, I'm gonna someday I'll have like 10 channels. I'll be like Avocado Avocado and have like 10 different channels just talking about I'll have one about movies, I'll have one about cats. Because I'm sure there's some people on Instagram who are like, we need to get the L word back so she stops posting stories about her cat. But yeah, it's I really can't wait till they get back to filming because I hate this where it's just like the tiniest, teeniest shred of information, and we just need because it fit like I know a lot of people weren't here last year when filming was on because today I was going through like old files on my computer and I was like organized because I had tons of like screenshots and like the trailers and all that stuff when they came out. So I was like, oh, when am I ever going to use the trailer again? And so I was clearing it all out, and every so often I go through and I'll take like screenshots of all like how many subscribers and all the analytics side. And I think oh yeah, it was literally this time last year. It was February 2021, and I think I had like only had like 4,000 subscribers this time last year. And then I was looking at like the views and stuff, and yes, like when the show is on, the channel does amazing and it's really good, but filming like there really wasn't a lot of us when filming was on last year, but it was so fun. It was so fun when we were like finding all the little bits of information and posting all the pictures. I have do you know, I was thinking about that last night, Robin, because I originally started my YouTube channel as a weight loss YouTube channel. And I had I had like 7 videos, and it was if you go back to like my very, very first video that's on the channel, because some of them I've took them down. The first video is season 1, episode 6, where Tina comes back, and I'm like I'd already lost like 100, like about 150 pounds then, but I'm in that was 100 pounds heavier than I am now, so I've lost another 100. So I think I've got 50 pounds left to go, and I'm using Laurel's show as like, that is when I want to be at my goal weight and be finished. So, and I keep like anytime that I'm like, oh, I want to eat some crap, I think in my head, like, oh, when I'm going to Laurel's show and I'm going to meet you guys. So that's my motivation now. But yeah, I did have videos. I might do something like an update or something, but I the I mean, not that my early L word videos are good, they're awful, but the weight loss ones were particularly awful. But I do have still some. There's some from I think it's about some in the summer 2020. There's still some up from then if you go back. I'll find I think I have a weight loss playlist. I'll I'll find it. Yeah, you have to go because I've got like let me see, because I know there definitely is some still up. How big of a riot will there be? I mean, this is the other thing. Okay, I'm gonna let out some things here. Every single day, someone on Twitter or someone sends me a message about how they're worried that um oh yeah, I think I was just demonetized. Oh well. In every day someone's like, "Oh, I'm worried that Laurel coming back. I'm worried because she hasn't said anything." No one should worry at all. There is no way on this earth that they did that ending without having something signed by Laurel. Like, there's no way. And that would be the case if this was an original show, there was no previous L word, but the fact it is like a whatever you want to call it, reboot, renew of the other show, and Laurel is like one of the stars from the original show, and they know she has this other career and other stuff going on. They absolutely will have done a deal with her to say, we want you in half the episodes for the next, you know, 3 seasons or whatever, however many there are. And there's just no way, like they wouldn't take that kind of risk. And the network executives who would have had to give the okay for all of this to happen, for them to bring Bet and Tina back, and as well, like we don't know how much of this was either the writers or Jennifer, Alicia, and Kate, how much of a say they had in it, or if it was the network executives literally saying, oh, now that Laurel has said she'll be in half the episodes, that could have been the reasoning for why now they're like, okay, we can get them back together, because she's agreed to come back for, because she was only in 2 the first season, and they didn't even know what was going on then. They didn't even know if people would be interested or what's happening. I'm just reading what you guys are saying. Oh, he's still talking about, yeah. So, and no one. I think if I go on my Instagram, I think I can. This chair, I have like taken the screws out, fixed it. If I go all the way back to my, mm, yeah. So the bottom line to that was just don't worry, because I'm sure they'll do something again. Like, remember, so when they went back to filming, I've got this all like embedded in my mind, on the 30th of November, right? And that Pants episode with Laurel came out, I think it was the first or second week in December. And remember, in the Pants episode, Laurel said, or Alicia and Kate said, "Hey, can we basically say that you're going on the show?" And she was like, "Yeah, it's all signed and sorted." Oh my god. Okay, so I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you. This is the. Maybe some people would be embarrassed, but I don't care. So this is the very start of my Instagram. And this is definitely like the word that like this was when I started my weight loss thing. And I'm like 100 pounds heavier here than I am now. Yeah, this is October 2019. Oh, look at Miss G. When I had one crappy little ring light. That's my brother. See, this is the first one. Yeah, 2020. So I'm gonna scroll up now. We can go to the filming. So this is when it was on. This is when. This is my favorite L word meme. I love this. This is genius. Whoever made this. I still don't know who made it, but they are a genius. Yeah, this is when it was. This is when filming was being pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed. This is when I think this is what I'm talking about. I know that's when Jennifer Beals was on. September. Okay, so we're getting close. We're getting close. Getting close. I thought this was so funny, but I don't think people really found it funny. Oh, here we go. This is when. Okay, yeah, that's when they started filming. I remember everyone. We were worried. We were worried that they were going to bring in like people's partners. And then we were worried. Remember when there was that article in the New York Times about them using mannequins? Oh. Yeah. So this is just when it's starting. Oh yeah, because remember, Seppi's kept posting script pages, and there was another time when she posted script pages, and it was when they were filming the karaoke scene. And remember, I bet you it's in here, where I had like zoomed in on the script pages, and I was like, "Oh, they're having a karaoke party," and that was like really early on that we saw that. Oh, that's when she blurred them out. But there was another time, and Leisha posted that. I'm gonna see what you guys are saying. Yeah, thanks, Robin. Yeah, if you I definitely have those pictures in like the really early videos. I'll find them and I'll like link them in one of your comments. This is when I started doing lives, I think. Yeah, I think that's when I started doing live. It was around when they went back to filming that I started doing that. Oh yeah. This is when I started asking for Danny and Gigi. I used to put lots of pictures in my because if you go back on my stories, that's where a lot of them are, and we got those blurry Zoom pictures. And that, oh yeah, that's when Rosie started following me, and Molly got her to ask in one of her things. She's like, "Who's Ash Silver?" This was this was the something to do with the election, I think, wasn't it? Oh, it was the inauguration. I'm gonna have to look. I'm gonna have to look at my stories. Oh, this is one of the things I looked at because you could see how many subscribers I had. And everybody went crazy with these. Look, there's them on the beach filming. This was probably one of the best pictures that we got. Oh, this one, Helena stuff. I think this is when Danny and Gigi. This is April 2021. And they're my sisters, and that's my brother. Look at this. My sisters are in like little flower things, and I have an Aladdin t-shirt on. This is another really good picture that we got. Oh, I'm gonna use this as my background. I've been looking for that picture and like make it look, like use the green screen. No one else from the show. I mean, like people like Marja follows me, and Marja's wife, and they follow our podcast too. And like Sandra and some of the crew, but like none of the actors anyway. I really I really don't think that pretty much not I don't think a lot of the cast really like go on like social media, like and look at stuff like this. Like I know like Laurel and stuff every so often will she's quite involved with especially Twitter, I think, with her art and stuff, and she seems to like a lot of tweets and stuff, and she has good interaction, but I don't think that many of the others do. I know Ari Mandy is probably the best. She seems because she does like a lot of the she's done like podcasts, and she did the Girls in Wonderland thing because I was saying to you guys that the people who ran that, they originally reached out to me and said, who should we get, because they don't follow the show, and they were like, oh, someone told me you're like the Elwood person, and that's when I said, oh, you should get Ari and Seppi. And I think Seppi was filming something. And she came back to me recently and was like, oh my God, Ari was so amazing. She was so nice. And they're looking to get someone for the June one. And she was like, oh, I'm going to try and get Seppi. And I was like, it's going to be difficult because they start filming then. So I think it's the 6th of June. So they might just squeeze someone in, but I know the Tampa Bays are all going because they told me. Like the Tampa Bays told me they were going. Let me see. Yeah. Oh yeah, and then I remember some of the crew got in trouble for posting this. The funnest thing was though when and we even guessed that she was writing a book. Um what was Whenever they did the wedding, and remember the crew put up like that little, it was like a little video where they had all the fruit, and they were saying like the Wi-Fi where they were was really crap, and literally when they were like putting the camera down, you could see in the corner like this tiny little the altar, and like when we were on the live, we were like blowing it up. And yeah, the court ones. I think most of them are in my stories. And that, yeah, this was the rap when they started rapping. So let me see. Oh, I don't think I can see that on here. Oh no, I can. Oh yeah, yeah, here we go. Okay, that's when they all had flowers delivered to the set. Oh, and I remember we were trying to figure out everyone was like, "Oh my god, Laurel's not gonna be in the finale," but she was. This is it. This is the one I was talking about. Where we were look, karaoke, and we knew they were gonna have a karaoke party. This was nearly a year ago. 49 weeks ago we knew that. Jeez. And that was about Vanessa Williams being cast. So that was March. And they'd been filming since like December, so oh yeah, I remember talking to this person that lived opposite where they filmed this for episode 7. And yeah, I oh, that's the girl who plays Jordy's dog. I remember the weird locations with like and then people were freaking out about this too. Oh god. Well, whenever whenever filming starts, it's gonna be wild, but it's gonna be fun. And because now, like, it's we're gonna know even more. Like when they filmed season 2, I didn't know anyone at Showtime. I didn't know any right nothing. I remember Marja started following me in like I think it was oh no, it was March. It was the end of March because I think it was after her birthday. And I remember I was living at my old apartment, the one at the beginning with like all the glass. And I left there, I think May. Yeah, so it had to have been March. And I only knew like a couple of people on the crew. And now we've got loads. So hopefully they don't have some sort of like rule where they're not, going to be able to take pictures or anything. Because last season that's how we got pretty much a lot of the stuff was the pictures, and then some little bits of gossip. Oh yeah, I posted. Where did I put? I think I posted this on Twitter or my Instagram the other day, but I had tickets to L5, and it was when I was living in Florida, but I was gonna come back to the UK to go to it, and I didn't end up being able to go because I had to have my brother, and I couldn't come. And for literally like 6 months before it though, I thought I was going, and so loads of my really old, Facebook statuses, I was like I think it was 19 or 20, and I was like, "Oh, I can't wait to meet Jennifer Beals and Laurel Holloman," and loads of my old Facebook statuses are like, "What is happening with Tibet?" As if like anybody else watched the L Word except me and like all my ex-girlfriends. So yeah, they're funny. But yeah, I know for a while after L5, I remember a lot of people telling me that because I know like a lot of people who I used to work in conventions like a really long time ago. And I remember a lot of people were saying that they weren't going to do anything like that again because there had been like people they were a bit uncomfortable with like some of the, I can't remember whether it was through the internet or in person or what, but there was, and I think that is also, I remember when the rumor started that the show was coming back, and there was a lot of people saying that maybe they wouldn't come back because of that. And I mean, it's the same thing with why Jordan Hall doesn't have social media and stuff like that. So I just hope that, I mean, that's sometimes why I think that they're not, none of them are very interactive with social media, but that could just be a personal preference. And I don't think that they really are bothered about social media. And what a lot of people don't realize too, and this isn't just people on the L word, this is all famous people, that most of them don't run their social media. And I can tell you that for a fact because I have a business that runs people's social media. So a lot of the time, it's me. Oh my gosh, Christine, I don't know whether I like the sound of that. It must be 85-inch scary me. But oh, that's so nice. That's a good setup. Anyone who's coming to London, put a one in the chat. I've been trying to gauge like good estimates, because anyone who hasn't already found it, I'll put it in the thing actually. I have a group on Facebook, because I know Facebook, but it's the only one that has like a group setting. So it's called Silver Stars Take London. And I'm going to put it in the group. So all you have to do is just click join. And I put like all the details of like when I get there and stuff like that. So absolutely anyone is welcome to meet up with us, and it's going to be really fun. I get there on the evening, the night before, but I get there quite late because there's only one flight to London, and I have to go to Gatwick, and it's late, so I probably won't get there till really late. Um, and then I'm there for 2 nights, so we'll definitely like, you know, hang out, go for, I said I want to take you guys to dinner, and we'll have lots of fun. It's gonna be good. Oh yeah, I don't know any other way that we could do like a group like that, Kiwi Pip. But what I think I'll do is when it gets closer to the time, we can make like a WhatsApp group or something, so that, you know, anybody, like, you don't have to have an account to join, but this is just so that people can know like what hotel to book and stuff like that. Oh yeah, no, it's it's fun when we're covering the filming. Yeah, I need to get on the Discord, because that's what we have our lesbian YouTuber group. It's in a Discord. That's the only thing I use Discord for, is lesbian YouTube group. That's like Alex and Evelyn and me. And oh no, I have a Discord too. Well, I don't have it, but I'm in a Discord for this other YouTuber that I really like. It's called Fundy Fridays, and she talks about like different aspects of Christian fundamentalism while she does her makeup, and she releases videos on a Friday, but it's really good. Yeah, hopefully that fly isn't coming. Well, it's July. The most of the actually really the only issues 95% of the time with flights in the Isle of Man is the weather. So we should be okay, hopefully, if it's July. Have to fire up the old jet then if it gets cancelled. But yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a good time. And yeah, we'll have a good time. Miss G has to stay here though. She's not gonna be happy. Not gonna be happy. Yeah, Rosie follows me on TikTok. But I think she, like it's not like she singled me out and was like, "Oh, this Ash Silver." I think she follows a lot of like of her fans. Yeah, the obviously going to Laurel's, and then I am toying with the idea of going to the Girls in Wonderland thing, because a couple of the um people who run it were, they said that they'd love me to come and give me tickets and stuff, and then I know the Tampa Bays are going, and then there's a lot of you guys in Florida, and I want to go to home anyway because I haven't been back to Florida since the pandemic started, which is super weird. It would probably be the October one that I go to though, because my sister is coming over from Oregon the end of May, start of June, because we have this. I'm sure a couple of you guys know, but we have this big thing in the Isle of Man called TT Week. It's the biggest on-road motorbike race in the world. Like they close some of the roads to do the race here, and it's like a really really big thing for 2 weeks. Like, you know, huge amounts of people come, and it's like a big big celebration. So my sister wants to come with her husband for that, and yeah, I think the dates change, and we haven't had it for 2 years because of obviously. Um, so it would probably be the October one that I'd go to. I'm really curious how many people are gonna be at Laurel show, because I think there's like I think there's like 30 people in the group, but obviously, not everyone who's going is in the Silver Stars group, but I've seen a lot of people on Twitter say that they're going, and lots of people from far away coming. So it's going to be really really interesting to how many people are going, and it'll be kind of fun to see everyone. So I'm excited. I think it's going to be fun. Oh yeah, Shane will help me with the chat. Well, the company that I worked for, I wasn't allowed to say this then, but hell, I can say it now. The company that I worked at well, the last two companies I worked at both had jets that we were allowed to use. And you like the jet would just be going to France for the week. And or if it was like picking someone up in France to come back, you could just get on it and go to France for the week. I've been on it on my own too. Like, I mean, here in the Isle of Man, we have our airport is really small. Like, you can only fly to Ireland and England, and in the summer, sometimes you can fly to Spain, but it's pretty much Ireland and England and Scotland. And like, the airport is really small, but next to it is the private jet airport, and they're like, you know, the private jet one's probably like half the size of the real airport, but it's not uncommon. Like, a lot of people here, because sometimes, like at Christmas and certain weekends and things, it's really expensive to go somewhere on the island. Like, I've seen people get tickets to Spain or something, and the Isle of Man to England leg of the trip is like more expensive than the Spain leg. And so the private jet company here, like, if you're going with a group of like 8 people, sometimes it is cheaper to get a jet than to go on, like, EasyJet or whatever it is. So it's not uncommon here. Like, it there's lots of people that have them too, because, the Isle of Man is very it's a tax haven. Okay. Oh, bye, Helen. Have a good day at work. Bye, Amy. Oh, dogs and doggy daycare. It's oh, wish you could come too, Amy. Oh, that's cool, Kiwi Pet. Oh my god, Beth, I wish. I constantly, I'm always like, you gonna let me come to the set? But Chris and Jess and I did have been saying that we want to go to California and do like a recording in the real Dana's. But I don't think we'd actually be able to record anything in there because it'd probably be so noisy. Unless this mic is so good for that. For like, literally, that's why I have to get so close to it, because when you go away, like when you go away from it, it like filters out all the other sound. So you do have to get really close to it. And when I don't know, I've tested it where, like, even I'm just like standing there and you can't hear it at all. So it is good for that sort of thing. Oh, I hurt my knee. Oh, Patreon is the anything that we use on Patreon is the same as like the YouTube channel. So when we do like the watch parties and stuff, it's through this what I'm on now. Like, I use this streaming software called StreamYard, and basically, instead of going live, everybody in the patron they're like a guest. So it's like, when I add like Chris and Jess and people on here, it's like that, but the patrons come on it. So they and they get like their little but you don't, if you don't want to turn the camera or the mic on, you don't have to. You can do whatever you want. And we normally watch like a episode of the L Word and then talk about it. Last night we just like talked for an hour and a half because the internet was having a breakdown. But I post like other stuff on there that I wouldn't ever really post on like open thing, because obviously I love and trust all my subscribers, but when it's open like that, people who don't like you can see what's going on. So with Patreon, it's like I share stuff about like my real life and like personal stuff too that I just wouldn't on like an open source thing. And then especially when the show's on, I like put lots of videos up there early, and then we have like a special Facebook group that's just for the patrons too, and it's like a little VIP club kind of. Oh, hey, Jill. Oh, thanks, Robin. I hope so. I hope so. I actually I'm thinking about getting like a full time. I have like some like part-time employees that do, like a couple of hours a week and stuff for me, but I'm really considering getting a full-time employee because I'm at like my business now. I am full. I am working like 7 days a week, and I had two people contact me today wanting to use my business, and I'm like, I don't want to say no to anyone. So then I'm like, oh, maybe if I employ someone, it'd be good. And then maybe have I like work it like trying to get my real job done so I can do YouTube. Yes. Anybody want a job, Tammy? Have to come and live in the Isle of Man. But like I said, it's a tax haven. Oh, Miss G's in bed. The radiators actually it is really hot in here. The radiators are on, so G is like lying over the radiator with like the heat like pumping into her face. She's so funny. Yeah, she just had her dinner a little while ago, so she's, you know, when I came upstairs to come in here for the live, had been like downstairs on my computer, and I came upstairs and she's just like sitting in the pile of pillows and like just sitting there cleaning her belly. And I was like, gee, you just have the life. Like, you seriously do. Oh, hey, Jashrita, how are you doing? You made it, finally made it. Oh, I know this is a an awkward time for the US, like Monday in the middle of the day. Miss G has the life, seriously. What would you think if maybe I should do like this fucking chair. I should do like a stream like really late here. If I did one at like 7 o'clock in the UK, it would be like 11, 12. Oh, no. What am I doing? 7 o'clock. It would be like 1, 2. So, oh my God, I'm being an idiot. 7 o'clock in the US would be like 12, 1 a.m. here. So I'd probably do it on a weekend. I guess like doing it on that I could do that on a Saturday because then it would be easy. Like if people in Europe wanted to watch, like that's not 3 in the morning. It's not that unreasonable. So maybe I'll try and do that this month. I can't believe it's March tomorrow, but I'm so glad that the spring is finally coming again because I just hate the winter so much when it's so dark. Oh, so yeah, so it would be like 8 Central Time, I think. Watching the replay then. Yeah, I guess that the timestamps aren't gonna be very helpful today because I just, like, rambled about absolutely nothing. And I'm being a lunatic. I don't know. I saw this, like, the software that I use, StreamYard, they're always, like, sending me these emails that are like, stream on Twitch and Facebook while you're streaming on YouTube, but I don't know, which because I feel like my audience wouldn't really be on Twitch. Mm. Yeah, I think that I can do I think maybe, um, let me see. I'm just seeing what weekend I don't have craziness. Mm. Well, we need to vote on when the patron watch party is. So, because whatever weekend that is, that would X out that weekend. So maybe the 19th or the 20th. So yeah, the Saturday's the 19th. So maybe the 19th of March we could do a late stream, and then it would be like evening for the US. And we should do something like, I don't know, I'll bring some like clips or something like that. Or maybe we could do like a quiz, or we could do an L word quiz or something. Maybe I should invite some other people, and we could do like an L word quiz or something. I've missed what you guys have said here. Oh, who would I be? My initial instinct is to say that I would like to be Bet, but I'd actually probably like to be Gigi because she seems very like, Bet is a fucking lunatic. That has serious issues with regulating her emotions. And Gigi is very, you know, sane and able to communicate. So I think I'd probably be Gigi. And she seems like she has a good family and stuff like that too. What's the ratio of subscribers? See, so always my top countries are US, far and away. I'd say close to 50% of my audience is US. And then number 2 is always the UK. And 3, 4, and 5 normally they all switch around between each other, and it's normally Canada, France, Brazil, India. Those 4 like alternate between the three remaining. I'll tell you now. So the last month it's 37% US, 7% UK, Canada 3.3, Germany 3.1, France 2.9. So it's really, really big US. And actually, normally my audience is like 95, sometimes it's 100% female, but the last 28 days there's 8.7% male. It's crazy what they tell you in this analytics. And I always joke with Evelyn because my audience, I don't even really. have anyone under 20, and a few, but what is it? 40, 60, over 60% of my audience is 35 plus, and 20, 30, 40% is 45 plus, 12% 65 plus. Oh yeah, I do like I love Misty. Yeah. If anyone hasn't watched Yellowjackets, seriously check it out. It's so good. And there's only been one season, so oh yeah, there's and that's why people who, they think, oh, channels like mine that like there must just be people in the US and the UK. Like my countries that are covered is wild. Like Russia, Iraq, Iran, like I don't think there's a country that doesn't come onto my channel. Like it's literally every country is on there, and countries that you'd think there's no one watching the L word in this country, but yeah, it's wild. And I always bitch about this, but 60 this is I'm going to make a video that when you click on my channel, the little video that plays, you can have it so that the video that plays only plays to people that aren't subscribed, because out of the people who've watched my videos in the last month, 60% of those people aren't subscribed. So, if you're watching this and you're not subscribed, G is going to attack you. But I know that it's weird because whenever you do YouTube, like obviously it's just you and you don't know, but now that I'm in, the little group with Alex and Evelyn, we especially Alex and I talk about the stats all the time, and it's funny that like everybody has the same problems. No word on well, the exact date that the show's gonna start, Jill, we don't know yet. But it is definitely gonna be this year. Uh, my guess is that it's probably gonna be November, but the very latest would be like this. It won't start after like the 12th, 13th of December. Um, Let me see what I think when I guessed the 13th or the 20th of November. Pretty confident about 13th or 20th of November that season 3 will start. I'm going to use this as a future video. Future prediction, 13th or 20th of November for season 3 start. Saying this on the 28th of February. And yeah, I don't think they would start it. So the 11th of December is when season 1 started, and the 11th of December is Sunday. So I think that that's probably like the last possibility. Yeah, Robin, honestly, that is the question I would wonder too. Why? Why people like there's literally people that watch every single video and don't subscribe. I'm like, what are you doing? But then there's some people who I know that they just cannot help themselves and they watch because they want the information, but they don't obviously like me. So those people are fine. But Vicky, that it's there's generally a gap like that. So, whenever the shows always have a hiatus like that, and with Showtime and the way that they do their schedules and stuff, like, there was an extra little bit because of the L Word isn't normally in the summertime, so they were, like, a bit off schedule. All the stuff with COVID, and then it also went into, like, the Christmas and New Year stuff, and they held the announcement back too because Yellowjackets and Dexter were like, they knew Dexter wasn't gonna come back too, so it was kinda like the one shot, but it's just the way they've changed things with COVID, and I've actually started to hear this from a lot of other networks that they too have, like, just changed the way that they renew shows and like, what they how they structure all this stuff, which I guess it makes sense because when the pandemic started, pretty much the rest of 2020 was like a total write off. Like, this, if you go back and watch shows from, I think it was like 2007, 2008 when the writer's strike was on, and you see, like, say there's a 20 episodes in a season, and all the seasons are like 20, 20, 20, and then you get to that year and it's like 12 episodes because with the writer's strike they just didn't, have as many episodes because of that. And it's the same thing with the pandemic. Like, even all those CW shows that shoot up in Canada, they all had like pause seasons, shorter seasons. Yeah, honestly, I don't know why they haven't said anything or had Laurel say anything. It's probably something it's probably, along the lines of all these things that they're, like, controlling the way that news gets out, but like I said, I would not be worried at all. There's just no way on earth that they do that ending, and they do not have her secured into season 3, like, it just wouldn't happen. It does show me some people are subscribed, but it will only show me they're subscribed if they've, like, checked that box, basically. But what I've noticed is, so I have this I mean, anybody can get it. It's not special. You can get this thing called TubeBuddy, and when you post a video, there's all these other things that you do, like, the title and the little description box, but there's all these things like tags, and it's just how you basically try and get your video, like, to the top of search and things. And so when I put the tags in, I put things like the L Word, Bet and Tina, Danny and Gigi, and depending on what the video's on, like, obviously you wanna make it more, if it's a video about Bet and Tina, like, you're gonna put lots of Bet and Tina stuff, and I always tag my videos with my name, obviously, because I actually, in the search, what people search the most now, this has only just started happening this month, is my name when they just type in Ash Silver, or the L Word Ash Silver, I think is the other top term. And that is the number one search term for me. But if you have this thing called TubeBuddy, you can see what other people use in their tags. And I've noticed that there's other people who do L Word videos, and they are tagging their videos with my name. So I don't know whether they've just copied my tags, and because you can just do that, you can just push copy, and they've accidentally included my name, or if they've purposely included it, but it's funny, I think. I mean, like, I don't care, obviously. No, no, I don't see the names of people who watch. I wish.
Yeah.
I would have a field day with that if I could see, because I know there's people that, like, even on Reddit and stuff sometimes too, I see people, like, bitching about me, and then I'm like, "You got that from my video." Oh, Beth, that's cute. Thank you so much. Oh, Robin, thanks so much for the super sticker. Oh, I really appreciate it. Thank you. Oh, hey, Follette. I'm just here talking shit as usual. Ranting about the L word. We took a journey back in time to season 2 filming tonight. There is like a bit where I can go in and I do if you there's a thing that you have to tick in your profile that's like share share your subscriptions publicly, and if you have that ticked, it will show me, but it not very many people have that ticked. I would say like maybe I can maybe see like 2 or 300 people out of 12,000, it's a really small. Oh, bye, Tammy. Have a good night. Yeah, I am gonna go soon though. Um, yeah, I don't know what with the I guess like that is the thing. Like those people that I'm subscribed to that I do not agree, like I don't think that you should only follow and watch people that you agree with. Like I watch some people that I don't agree with what they say, but I don't follow anyone I dislike. There's people that I just don't agree with, like maybe their politics or their take on something, but I would never I guess I guess I just don't as well. I was watching something the other day and the people were talking about like people who have like, really mean reaction channels and like are really critical and stuff. And and I know I've said this before, but ever since I've started to move into more like I am so happy with my life and like honestly, like I know this sounds silly, but I just like don't really have any problems or issues, and I'm at the stage where I am really really happy. Like I really like my life, and I went through really difficult times, and especially when I was growing up, like there was really horrible things that happened to me, but I've come into this place now, and I'd say I've felt like this ever since I got really into like my weight loss and stuff, because obviously like if you are as heavy as I was, like you weren't happy, and now that I am really happy, I just like I don't feel the need to like ever be horrible or like be really critical of someone, or it just I just could never do something like that the way I would've maybe 2 years ago. I mean, like, I've never really been that type of person, like, I've always been, like, a go with the flow and let people live and things, but I was when I was watching this thing, it was like it was a YouTube video talking about, like, all the infighting and like this person just being really mean to some other people and being so critical. I was like, there has to be it's like those people that they're on Facebook or on social media and they're like, Oh my god, I love my boyfriend and my girlfriend so much. They're so perfect. They're so wonderful. We're so in love. And look at us and these picturesque things. And then you find out, oh, they're cheating on them or something. Like if you're having to make this big show about it, I just feel like it's, you know, like if somebody does something or thinks something, as long as they're not hurting anyone, like, I am really not bothered. It's like, oh, let them do what they want as long as they're like I said, they're not hurting anyone. It's like the whole thing with even the L Word and other shows, like, if I don't like something, I just turn it off. Like, that's about it. Oh, I haven't seen that movie in ages, Shallow Hal. I know. Um, I have this thing though with I don't think I've ever talked about this, but I have this thing with Gwyneth Paltrow, Russell Crowe, and Nicolas Cage. I cannot stand them. I just can't like I cannot watch anything. I have seen Shallow Hal and I have seen some things with Gwyneth Paltrow, but I just like everyone in my family and my friends, it's like a joke. Like if a movie comes out and one of them's in it and they'll be like, "Oh, we'll go see that." And they'll be like, "Oh no, Ash can't see that because she hates that." I don't well, like using that word, but yeah, I can't deal with them. Oh, I love you guys. Maybe it's since I've started having my therapy on on live stream with you guys. My sister has always liked to me. Um, the me having YouTube, she's like, "This is like your dream, being being able to get on somewhere and just talk to people." And she's like, "And they can't even interrupt you because" But I tell my sister all the time about YouTube and about you guys, and I'm like, "Oh, one of my subscribers today," and she's always like, "That's nice." When I go, in May to Ireland with all my family, I was telling my cousins, I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna film for my channel." They were like, "Oh my god." Well, it's gonna be fun. Oh, yeah, haven't we'll have a I have to make a show that's, like, after the L Word or something like that. You know that what's the one, um, The Talking Dead. Remember The Walking Dead had that one that was like The Talking Dead, so we'll have to think of a funny, clever name for, like, an L Word one. Yeah, we'll have to think of a good one. Too many businesses going on. Too many businesses. Oh, yeah. I was talking to another one of my subscribers who I think she's, like, in her 70s, and she's like, "Oh, I'm probably, like, your only subscriber over, like, 50," and I was like, "No. No, no, no." There's yeah, like, 15% of my audience is over 65. I think it's so crazy thinking about, like, all the different like, everybody's different life experiences and all that stuff, and then everybody's watching the L Word, but that's why, when all those people, when like, we're only a couple of weeks into the show, and all those people were saying, like, "Oh, the ratings are bad, the ratings are bad," and just the not even my like, all the channels that covered the L Word, it just so was not true because and of course, the live ratings are going to be bad because the episodes were coming out 4 days before, but the amount of views and I don't mean like the clip channels, I mean the views on people talking about the episodes and reviewing the episodes. Like a very small percentage of people are going to watch those if they haven't seen the episode. And it's just crazy that some people are so hell-bent on like pretending that the show is doing bad. Oh, I'm 35, so it's getting up there, getting up there. Yeah, it's Miss G is a middle-aged lady now, and because I read this thing the other day that because G's 7, so I think that's like 40 in cat years or something. But yeah, my cousin is Miss G's vet. When we go to the vets, I always have to wear something that's like this, like that has like a zip or two sides, because G when I she has like a little cat bag that she goes in, and when she comes out, she literally like goes like this and like hides in here, and my cousin will be like trying to she's like, G, come here, and like checking her, and she's just like this the whole time. She's always scared whenever she has to go out of the house. Oh yeah, my nana, I've got good genes because my nana was 100 when she died, and all her siblings were like 95, 97. Jillian, I've only started saying Kim ever since Alicia started, because she always used to say my girlfriend, and I don't like talking about their personal lives if they're not open about it. So ever since she started saying Kim, I've been okay with saying it. So they were together like like I mean 20, 30 years ago, like a really long time ago, when I think Alicia was like in her early 20s, and then they broke up, and then I definitely know they've been together for a good, it has to be at least 5 years, if not longer, because yeah, it has to be at least that time because I've seen pictures of them at because they would never take like even at the Elwood premiere, they would only take pictures in like a group and stuff. But I've seen lately they've even started being a bit more like there's pictures of them together on Instagram and stuff now. Yeah, I don't think so, Robin. I don't think that they, that I can't imagine that they would do something like that again. Maybe a one-off or something, but yeah, it's because even think about the scenes that Jennifer did in season 2, like they weren't like the original show. So I think they're probably like, lots of tongues with bad Gigi. Well, on that note, I think I'm gonna go. Now that we're talking about tongues. Yeah, that's why Rosanna, once I started hearing that, I was like, oh, okay. She's being open about it now because, I would never, I would never say anything like that if she wasn't being open about it. But yeah, it's like, Jack wasn't super open about her girlfriend, but now she is. So, um, if they aren't open about it on social media, I won't really talk about it because yeah. But anyway, as always, Thank you, thank you, thank you for being the absolute best. And you know, I love you all very, very, very much. Miss G and I love you very much. And we shall be back. I I will definitely have the dropout videos on Thursday. I have got like a really, really crazy day tomorrow, so I might put the lesbian news out on Wednesday. Um and if you're not subscribed to my second channel, definitely go do that so that you can get a little notification on Thursday when I post the dropout. And Station 19 and Grey's Anatomy, that's what I'm thinking, will be on Friday. And yeah, everything else is normal. I hopefully will have some other info soon from some little sources. So keep your eyes peeled. And I love you guys very much. And I'll see you in videos this week and next Monday at the live. Thanks so much for coming, guys. And Robin, thanks so much for your super sticker. And I'll talk to you guys later. Love you. Bye.